Hey everybody, I'm super excited to get to show you a first look at our new Level 3 Advantage value-added service, which is an enhanced version of the enhanced data feature that we've had for years. And this is basically going to make it easier for partners and merchants to use our Level 3 functionality. So let's go ahead and take a look at how it'll help partners first. So I'm going to go into this merchant right here, which is a merchant that is using First Data Omaha. Now, First Data Omaha on the platform cannot use Level 3. The merchant won't get any advantage or lower rates for it. So if we go to update our services, we're going to see the Level 3 Advantage services here, but there's an exclamation mark next to it that explains that I'm not going to be able to add the service to the merchant because they don't have a compatible processor. And even if I try to go over here, it's just not going to let me set it to a different status. So we're preventing you from setting up Level 3 on a merchant who actually can't get any value from it. Now let's switch over to a merchant account that has a compatible processor, and then we can show you the new functionality. Okay, so this merchant has Level 3 Advantage enabled, and let's go ahead and log in as them to see the merchant experience. Okay, so now we're logged into a merchant account, and let's go ahead and go to the virtual terminal to see what's going on here. So the first thing you may notice is this new dot here that says Level 3 is not expected to improve rates, and that's going to change based on the card number entered. So let's enter a card number that I know will benefit from Level 3. So our bin detection tool has looked up the card. It knows that we do think Level 3 will benefit this transaction, and so we can go ahead and fill out the rest of the information. We're going to fill all this, and then I do want to send Level 3 data to the processor. I'm going to fill out all of this information. We're going to fill out the VAT, customer VAT, ship from zip, all these things. Obviously, you'd want these to be legitimate, but we're just going to type in random things for now. So we can do that. We'll just do Jane Doe for the customer, and let's submit the transaction. And so that's going to approve, and yeah, pretty much normal stuff, and all the Level 3 data was sent to the processor. Another thing that's really nice here is that we're also adding more of the Level 3 data to the receipt. So we're showing the basic information here by default, but you can always click Show More to see the nitty-gritty details if you need that for a specific transaction. So that's really nice. But that's what happens when a card is expected to benefit from the improved rates. What if it's not? Let's type in a different card number. This is a MasterCard. And in this case, it's actually not expected, just a customer credit card. We don't think it's going to benefit from Level 3. And so in that case, we're not going to send the Level 3 data to the processor by default for you. The indicators here telling you it's not expected to improve rates. And yeah, so it's going to gray out all these fields as well to make sure you don't accidentally enter them. If you do want to override, you can just click the checkbox, and now you can send Level 3, even though we don't expect it to improve anything, but you still have the ability to do that if you prefer. But let's go ahead and just enter an order ID, PO number, order description. We'll do some shipping, very cheap shipping and sales tax, and charge. And so this one's going to go through, and all the transaction data will still be there. It'll be on the receipt and everything, but the Level 3 parts of it won't be sent to the processor. Okay, there we go. And so all the data is here. But if we go into our transaction reports and we look at today's transactions, the two most recent ones are what we want to look at. And we can see this transaction here. This was on the card that supported Level 3. And we have the Level 3 data action here that's billable. But on the second one, where Level 3 we did not expect, we purposely did not send Level 3 to the processor, and the customer, or the merchant in this case, did not get billed an action for Level 3, which is great. So that's going to save them money, and they're only going to pay a gateway fee for Level 3 data when Level 3 data is actually being sent to the processor. And we're only going to do that by default when we think it will help the merchant get a better rate. And finally, one last thing to call out is that Level 3 data is really only applicable to MasterCards and Visas. So if, for example, I enter an American Express card, those are never going to trigger the Level 3 is expected to improve rates. Same with Discovers. So those will always say this. They'll always prevent the merchant from entering the Level 3 fields automatically. Again, they can override if they want, but by default, we're going to try to protect them from submitting Level 3 and paying those Level 3 fees when it's for a card that will not benefit from the service.